Welcome back in, my friends. It's the end of year 15. I am recording this back-to-back with the one you just saw with end of year 14, so I don't have the spreadsheet to go off of. We're just going to have to go after the, what is it, the mouse trap of my mind? No, the something trap. Let's just go look at the players. Greg Baxter is still with Leeds. That surprises me, and I noted, because he was the last player we just did on the previous episode, he has got a contract extension signed in February. So that has happened. Nice little bump into the loyalty bonus category. So I think Greg probably retires from Leeds. He's got 3 years left. He'll be 34. He'll start probably falling apart physically, but he's signed that new deal rather than going elsewhere. He comes off the broken ankle, right? Bounces right back and gives them 31 starts, 3 subs with 3 goals. Back in the goals, 3 assists, 2 players of the match on a 7-2-4, 9 cup starts. They must have made a run somewhere on a 7-1-9 and 7 more international. How has Leeds done? Okay, they finish in 11th. And looking at the schedule here, Carabao Cup 4th round, quarterfinal, FA Cup 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, quarterfinals. Oh, they get knocked out by Arsenal in the FA Cup semi-final. And the Carabao Cup quarterfinal by Birmingham City on penalties. But that's where he was getting some of his game time there. I'm surprised. I thought they would sell. Like, if it were me, I would sell. If I had a guy that I paid 16 million for that's worth 50, and he's turning 31, it might be time. But they're still playing him. So, you do you. He retired from international football in December. Let's see, did he pick up any additional caps? We could check the form here. He did play at the end. Okay. So he picks up Guam through Kuwait. So what was that? Friendlies? Was that... Okay, he plays from here down. So the East Asian Cup qualification preliminary round. So he gets to play in that. And I guess, did they qualify? No, they finish on 4 points. It's because he wasn't there for those other games, clearly. Even though maybe this is one of those things where I know it's certain, you can only pull players from like certain leagues for something like that. I don't know. So he's hung up his international boots. Now, with that being said, we still don't have any staff attributes. So he's still plugging away. We looked up the injuries. That's where we're going to leave it. Go on, Greg. Gordon Bell. Still at Toronto, and they've done the 1-year contract extension? Yes, because it's the original contract. He did not get a new contract. So they're going to keep him 1 more. How's Toronto doing? Greg Berhalter vaults them to 14th. As you do. He finishes with 30 starts with 4 goals. So he picks up 2 more goals because he had 2, I think, when we last saw. And 8 assists total, 5 players of the match, and then thus far this season, 17 total appearances on a 6.75. A little bit of a dip, you could argue. I can't remember when the wingback thing showed up. That's kind of interesting. He's all right. I think he's gotten at least. We can't check the international form because he's in some weird situation where we can't check the form. Did he get to play in the Gold Cup? Yes, as a sub, and he comes on and gives him a 7.0 at the end of the game. And he goes out with an injury. Ooh, okay, against Suriname. But he's still in the mix. Gordon Bell, Canada, get in. Do you think Gordon gets a chance somewhere else? Because, okay, so he's got 18 months. So he'll be 32 going on 33. I don't think he'd be done just yet. And he has not retired internationally. Does he go back to the Canadian Premier League? It says that he does not want to play for Calgary FC, so he won't go there. But, what do you think happens as he's, getting to the end? Or does, some other MLS team pick him up? Does he get to live outside of the Canadian border and, go play somewhere else for a season as, as a backup or something like that? Joe Bridgeman is still with PSG. Again, regular starter. That contract we saw last time. Yeah, still there. 2 years left. Did they play him like a regular starter? They did. They played him like a regular starter. 30 starts, 1 sub, a goal, and assist on a 7.33. 6 continental. So maybe not as deep of a push in the continental competitions here. They did the double again, but it looks like, if we go look at the Champions League, They got knocked down to the Europa League. Mr. Kev's there still, so that, spoiler alert, Joe played in that game. And then they got knocked out, it looks like, by Sevilla. Not going so hot for PSG. I mean, they got some real stud players, at least two of ours. We'll see if the other, I didn't check if the third one was there. My brain was just scanning, but, he's still there. He's worth 50 mil. A 7.33 is his best rating of his career. So he's come good. 4 more internationals. Is he playing here? No. I think, okay. He must have, he's not a top player. Let's go check. He must have hung up his boots. Retired from international football. Okay. So where did he get the games? Was it after, like, the World Cup? Maybe that's what it was. Let's go check. All the other names look very Russian, so Joe stands out in a crowd, right? They beat Argentina on penalties. Wait. Joe Bridgeman makes his penalty. Get in, son. Get in. And then they lose to Italy in extra time, gutting. Joe gives them a 7.0, though, not his fault. And then, own goal from the goalkeeper. In extra time. That's a hard way to go out. And then he's like, I played in my World Cups. I'm good. So Joe Bridgman, we're starting to see the twilight years here, but he's still a pretty good player. He's got 2 years left, and I didn't check. Does not have an optional extension. So what happens after that? Because I feel like a lot of times, like, these players that get into their mid-30s, if his physicals are still, like, at least yellow, and he's got some technicals and mentals, he's probably still going to play, you'd think, right? Chris Carpenter is still with Liverpool. Regular starter. FA Cup and Carabao Cup again. They've not won the league. Or no, it was 2034. They didn't do anything. Oh, dear. They got a managerial opening. They finished 5th. Not up to the standards. How did he do? 23 starts, 5 subs, 9 goals, 4 assists, 7.4. Have you all seen this before? I feel like I keep harping on this, but this is the most amazing consistency I think I've seen in a long time in a player, in any, not just an experiment, like just looking at players in Football Manager. That is insane how good he has been since he, like, joined a real league. And then especially at the Premier League level. Like, that is just nutty how good he has been. Wow. He also gets 1 start Continental, 6 subs, 5 international with 3 goals and 2 assists on a 7.96. So he's still up there. He's still doing well. He also got a new contract. He's got 3 years left. So Pekka said, hey, let's pay up. And he's still a regular starter. Again, inside forward. That's where they're using him. And then internationally, what did he do? He last played for Nepal. Oh, let this not be his last game for Nepal as a red card against Vietnam. But it looks like it must have been. Because he's not, it's 2035 now and he's not played. Did I just miss that last time? Or maybe I've just forgotten. That's a rough way to end your international career, but he's still a good player. Again, does he ever go anywhere else? Maybe it depends on the new manager. Right? Peter Doyle, the dream continues, is with Siska 1948. So he plays. Oh, he doubled his appearances. He gets to 4 total appearances for Botev Plovdiv in the first league. Also gives him 2 goals and an assist. Not bad. Might be his level. Let's be fair. You might have stayed there, mate. But Siska 1948, same level, but different team. They paid for him. He gets a transfer fee. 49 grand. He's on a contract. He just moved. It's a 2-year deal with an option for a 3rd. Is Peter Doyle going to make the comeback of all time? Probably not. Has not given up internationally. They just didn't play? Or was he not involved? He was here, so he's still participating. 7.8 against Libya, not bad, son. 6.7 against Guinea-Bissau. So did he play? Oh, you did. Andrew Wood scored. So there's a little teaser for you. Still plugging away. He's making less money. They paid a transfer fee. Listen, we paid a transfer fee for you, mate. We gotta lower your wages by $200 a week. But he's still kicking. I freaking love it. Liam Flanagan also still around. Southampton, still, he's been on 115 grand the entire time. Pekka should have given him like a 5% wage increase. He's got a year left though. Ooh. Oh, he's been playing a little bit more right back. He's awkward at it rather than being very good. But he gives him 25 starts, so he kind of bounces back. A 6.83. Again, is that kind of just their level and his level, therefore? They bounce back with Nuno to 8th place. Not bad. Not bad. Where is the... Okay, we're not going to see the right back, I guess. And is he doing it for Paraguay? He did get... Oh, he played some wide midfielder against Japan. He started there. That's bizarro world, isn't it? Unused substitute in the other games. But he's still running. Obviously nothing devastating. Okay. Nothing devastating, but enough to kind of dig into those minutes a little bit, right? No, that's last year. None of this is... Look at how many moderate injuries he's had. I think it's been a minute since we looked at Liam's injuries because that kind of shocks me. Paraguay, is he going to get to 100 caps? He's at 91. He's no longer a top player. Played against Japan. They had a man sent off after they equalized, so that didn't influence the game. It doesn't look like he participated any other time, maybe. Maybe he was on the bench for some of these games. But is he going to get to play in another actual competition for Paraguay? What happens in a year? No staff attributes yet. I think he goes someplace. I'm just not sure where. Championship? Scotland? Let's see. Where else could he go? Back to Italy? Is he going to continue touring Europe? Mr. Kev PSG. They do the double. The attributes are falling off for all our folks. 195 grand. Same contract. No optional extension. So does he leave on a free, or do they sell him between now and the end of the January transfer window? Or do they extend him? He gave him 9 goals. Now 10 and 10. So 10 starts, 10 subs versus 20 starts, 7 subs. But 20 total appearances, 9 goals is still a goal every other game, right? Like we talked about. Garage door. 2 assists on a 715, 7 continental subs on a 665, and then no international. So, did he have an injury? Nope, no injuries. Just not utilized as much. So, it kind of feels like this is the beginning of the end for Mr. Kev. But I do think Mr. Kev is still like a good player. Like I could see him playing in like a mid-table Bundesliga team, right? Maybe not the Premier League. I mean, maybe like one of those mid-table. I mean, you're saying there's a chance, right? Do you agree that there's a chance? Wait a minute. I can't wait to see. Ooh, hello, camera. I can't wait to see Brian McGee's like attributes. He just seems very unhappy everywhere he goes. Real Madrid paid $25 million for him. Okay, he gives them 16 starts, 3 subs on a 6.88. So he has essentially some like 3 decent seasons for PSG, and then they sell him at a loss. He also gets 5 cup starts. He gets 8 continental appearances, with half of those being starts. But he's asking to leave. Wants a new deal to reflect his ability. I'm kind of just like, what is happening? They do the treble with they win the league. They got the Spanish Cup and the Super Cup, if you can call that the treble. It just seems like he's so unhappy everywhere. 94 grand squad player. Now maybe that's fair, but you only played 19 times, so you're not a first teamer. I mean, a regular starter. You did a 6.88, mate. I mean, I understand you're making like 300 grand or whatever, and now you're making 94, but I don't know. I just think it's funny. He's up to 99 caps. He's 1 away. Please, we gotta get another one over the line. Give him more caps. He must have played here, or he must have at least been on the bench. Yes, he played 7.2. So no real games because they didn't qualify for the World Cup. But he's still listed. Hasn't retired internationally. 1 cap away from 100. Can he get a second goal with that 100th cap? Come on, like a testimonial. I just think it's funny. He's asked to leave because he wants a new deal. Like. Do you think you're gonna go someplace else that's gonna pay you more than 94 grand at 31 as a like pretty decent left back, but you're not like a worldie? Come on, mate. Josh Payne still with Man City, squad player, wanted by Atletico Madrid and AC Milan, but not really, right? They're not majorly interested. Last season, 29, 11, and 18, right? Starts versus subs, 4 goals, 6 assists, still playing well. 702, a little bit of a dip out of the 7.2s, right? And then only 2 continental starts with 10 subs on a 6.84. They won the Champions League and the Premier League. They bounced back. Who's the manager these days for Man City? It's the same guy, Gerardo Sioni. Josh is still outstanding. Like, they don't have an extension. It would surprise me if he goes. That guy is good, and he's played exceptionally well. I can see him sticking around, but they paid $28 million. So, like, do they need to, for FPP or FFP, financial fair play, right? Like, do they need to sell him to, like, balance the books or something like that to show a profit or whatever? I could see it going either way, but they got time to figure it out. 88 caps. Has he retired? Yes. So we don't need to check the caps, but are they still using him? Yes. In that midfield or, the 10 spot, depending on the game, but he's all right. And last player, but not least player, Andrew Wood, still kicking around in Qatar, 38.5 grand. Is that a raise? No, he took like a 4.5 grand pay cut. I remember saying that. So they did hit the incentives. Okay, so 700 grand in incentives. He gives them 15 goals and 26 starts. It's that league, right? Like, he's not exactly playing at the highest level, but I wouldn't complain, right? He's giving him a goal like 60% of the games he plays in, he scores. On a 7.67, 14 international with 3 goals and 3 assists. Goodness me. Let's just check. Still an advanced forward the whole time. Internationally. Oh, some deep lying forward. There you go. Enjoy. I'm watching the University of Tennessee's playing baseball, in case you're like, why are you wearing a Tennessee shirt? Like, well, that's kind of my local club, if you will. Again, he does have the optional extension for a year, but they've got 2 years left. So I think they kind of just see how it plays out. But I mean, he's kind of lighting them up right now, which makes, a lot of sense. Is he still playing internationally? Did I miss that? Yeah, that's where the deep lying forward came from. Sorry. I did miss that in my brain. He's still on the top player list. They got to the 3rd place game in the African Nations Cup thing, and he, I think, started that. Nobody scored for Guinea-Bissau. But they're doing okay. They're doing okay. 59th in the world. That's a pretty... they were 85th back in 2025 and have slowly increased and then, jumped up to 59th. That's not bad. And Andrew had a lot to do with that. So go on, Andrew. Pekka's still got all 10. We'll leave it there, my friends. Again, if you can hit that like button, it really does help the series. If you've really enjoyed this, you might go back to episode 1 or the playlist and share it with a friend or something like that. If you want to support the channel, it's patreon.com/grayhairgaming, or you can become a YouTube member. The links to do that are also in the description. That helps me by, I've got some charity water stuff here that I'm going to talk about in an episode soon. It's one of my favorite charities, so your support means a lot. We'll see you then. Have a good one.